Ferrari's Dutch Grand Prix transformed from a weekend of genuine promise into absolute chaos within minutes. Lewis Hamilton arrived at Zandvoort feeling confident about his Ferrari journey, describing the weekend as one where he had made lots of progress with his approach and overall performance. The seven-time world champion had been showing real pace throughout practice and qualifying, starting from 7th position on the grid, with legitimate hopes of scoring valuable points for the Scuderia. Hamilton locked into an intense battle with George Russell for 6th position, demonstrating the competitive pace that had given Ferrari reasons for optimism. The British driver was strategically weighing his options, considering an undercut strategy while monitoring his tyre condition. "Yeah, I didn't really want the undercut necessarily at that time," Hamilton explained to media after the race. "I was just saying that we would have to probably try and undercut them at some point. I wanted to go long, and so my tyres were still feeling good." On lap 23, everything changed in an instant at the banked turn 3. Hamilton lost the rear of his SF25 completely without warning, running wide on the banking and losing control as he attempted to rejoin the racing line. The impact with the barriers was immediate and decisive, ending his race on the spot. "That took me by complete surprise what just happened there," Hamilton revealed. "I'd lost the rear end at the bank and then that was it." The crash marked Hamilton's first retirement since the 2024 United States Grand Prix and his first DNF in Ferrari red. Sky Sports commentators David Croft and Karun Chandok offered their analysis of the incident during the broadcast. Croft observed that the rain was intensifying and noted Hamilton had gone wide, losing the rear before hitting the barriers. Chandok identified a snap of oversteer in the middle section of the corner, followed by understeer as the track camber flattened out. Croft speculated about track conditions, wondering if the paint markings were wetter than the asphalt surface, though Chandok pointed out that drivers regularly traverse those painted areas as part of the normal racing line. The crash triggered a safety car that created a devastating ripple effect for Hamilton's teammate. Charles Leclerc had pitted just one lap earlier from 5th position for fresh hard tyres as rain began to intensify. The timing proved catastrophic, as the safety car allowed Leclerc's rivals to pit under yellow flags, gaining significant strategic advantage without losing track position. Leclerc's frustration erupted over team radio as he drove past the illuminated safety car boards. "No effing hell. Oh my god, we are so unlucky. It is unbelievable." The Monégasque driver dropped one position to 7th behind George Russell due to the badly timed safety car. Once racing resumed, Leclerc wasted no time launching an aggressive attack on Russell through the Sector 3 chicane. The Ferrari driver swept around the outside to claim the inside line on exit, making contact as he clipped the right side of Russell's Mercedes. The move succeeded, but stewards placed the incident under investigation for causing a collision. Ferrari's nightmare weekend reached its climax on lap 53 when Charles Leclerc suffered a heavy crash with Mercedes rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Antonelli had just completed a pit stop for fresh tyres, prompting Ferrari to respond by calling Leclerc in for his own tyre change. As both drivers rejoined the circuit, Antonelli attempted an ambitious overtaking move into the banked turn 3, diving to the inside line. The young Italian driver understeered directly into the side of Leclerc's Ferrari, spinning the red car hard into the barriers and ending his race immediately. Leclerc climbed out of his damaged car, unassisted, while Antonelli limped his W16 back to the pits on 3 wheels before rejoining the race. Stewards handed Antonelli a 10-second penalty for causing the collision, but the damage to Ferrari's weekend was complete. Before exiting his car, Leclerc expressed frustration with Ferrari's strategy decision over team radio, arguing he had wanted to run to the finish on the hard tyres instead of being called in for the late pit stop. "I think that was unnecessary," Leclerc stated. "I mean, we can never know what happened, but the tyres felt good. Anyway, the tyres felt good. Anyway, I'm getting out." When questioned about the incident in the media pen, Leclerc delivered his measured verdict on Antonelli's mistake. "It's a mistake from Kimi," Leclerc said. "You've got to be very aggressive on a track like this to overtake. Maybe it was a bit too much. He went on to touch my rear left, and that was the end of my race. So it's disappointing." The Ferrari driver dismissed suggestions that the collision represented a typical rookie error, noting that such incidents can occur regardless of experience level. Leclerc made clear he held no lasting resentment toward Antonelli despite the race-ending contact. Leclerc acknowledged the strategic complexity Ferrari faced regarding the pit stop decision. While initially frustrated, he recognized that Antonelli on fresher, softer tires would likely have found a way past eventually. The tires weren't too bad, Leclerc admitted. However, I think the outlap of Kimi was probably very strong, so I think the team decided to pit me because they thought that he would probably get past us again. The Monégasque driver emphasized that without the crash, they would have known whether staying out represented the correct strategic choice. Hamilton reflected on his costly error with genuine disappointment, particularly given his belief that points were within reach. Apart from that, it's been a really solid weekend, and we made I felt like I made progress, Hamilton explained. Just overall my approach and everything, and so to come away with nothing is definitely painful. The seven-time champion emphasized his sadness for the team, feeling he had the pace to challenge the cars ahead before the unexpected loss of control. The crash attempt to save the car proved futile despite Hamilton's efforts. I was hoping to save it, but I didn't, he admitted when asked about the incident details. Hamilton was clear that the rare mistake would not affect his confidence long-term, demonstrating his characteristic resilience. "No, I'll get over it by tomorrow. Get back on it next week," he declared, already focusing on the upcoming Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Leclerc maintained perspective about Ferrari's strategic dilemma while expressing frustration about the final outcome. "At the end, I was frustrated for what had just happened," Leclerc reflected. "But I don't think the strategy is the big talking point today. I think it's just Kimi's mistake that threw out every effort we had in the bin. Only by finishing the race, we would have known whether it was a good choice or not. We didn't because of the crash with Kimi, so it's a bit difficult to know." The double DNF exposed Ferrari's ongoing fragility, despite showing genuine competitive pace throughout the weekend. Hamilton emphasized feeling positive about his overall approach and the progress made with the SF25, even while acknowledging the frustration of leaving Zandvoort empty-handed. I feel okay, Hamilton added. "Yeah, I'm sad for the team, as I said, because I really wanted to get those points for the team today, and I honestly felt like I had the pace on the cars ahead of me." The weekend highlighted Ferrari's persistent vulnerability to external factors beyond their control. Hamilton's unexpected loss of rear grip at Turn 3 demonstrated how quickly confidence can evaporate in Formula One, while Leclerc's collision with Antonelli showed how other drivers' mistakes can destroy careful strategic planning. The safety car timing perfectly illustrated Ferrari's historical struggles with race circumstances, turning what should have been a straightforward tyre strategy into a competitive disadvantage. Hamilton was hoping to see real progress translate into race results before the crash occurred. The seven-time champion had been building momentum in his Ferrari adaptation, making the sudden retirement particularly frustrating given the positive trajectory. Leclerc's mature response to Antonelli's error, despite the race-ending consequences, demonstrated his experienced approach to racing incidents while maintaining his competitive edge. Ferrari's Dutch Grand Prix performance raises questions about their 2025 championship aspirations following the double retirement. Is Ferrari cursed with bad luck, or do they create their own problems? Let us know in the comments below.